What is good? What is up? It's Jordan or Texans Thoughts, and we are back with another post-game live stream. The Texans just beat the Dallas Cowboys. 20-14 in week 2 of the preseason. It was a fun game to watch for preseason and for how bad the offense was. I mean, I've had a few people telling me on Twitter, Jordan, what's up? This defense is fun to watch. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. You gotta give credit to Lovie Smith. When the hiring was first announced, I will eat my crow. I will eat my shit. I was down on the hiring. I thought it was a bad decision because he was too hard-headed. And he's been out of the league for a while and he hasn't had success in a while. I know it's preseason, but you can tell that these guys have bought into his scheme. You can tell that they are going after the ball. And thank you, Willie Boy P, for the $10. He says, big boy, Roy Lopez. Oh my God, we'll get to Lopez in a second. I just want to give my flowers to Lovie Smith for, and Nick Caserio for turning this defense, definitely improving it from basically league worst last year. And it's just fun to see for sure. They're playing with fire. They're playing with intensity. They're going after the ball. The tip drills on the interceptions, man, it's looking good for sure. Let's get into some of our biggest standouts on the game. There we go, as it loads. Lonnie got me screaming. Yes, sir. Lonnie had a great pick. Cowgirls are 0-3. Couldn't be us. 2-0 in the preseason, man. We gonna be the best preseason team in the NFL? Is that what we gonna be? Cully looked hella lost all year. It's okay. He don't gotta do nothing. He can just sit there and look pretty. And we good. Ryan says defense also had plenty of holes in the pass game. We'll start with the good. We'll get to the bad. They weren't all perfect today, that's for sure. But that's what preseason's for. Iron out them kinks. All right, let's start with the good. Start on the defensive side of the ball. Early in the game, starters versus starters, and guys like Charles Omenihu, guys like Malik Collins, and guys like Jacob the Goat Martin, they flashed early, man. They flashed early. They weren't just beating up against backups. I saw Zach Martin out there, all right? These were some starters for the Cowboys. And Jake Martin, his first snap, man. His first snap, he gets in there, flies off the edge, hits him with the cross chop, little karate chop, gets around the right tackle, and then the strip sack. Ooh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. This is something I've been preaching about that he can do for so damn long, man. They just got to give him the time, and he'll show up. After him, it was Malik Collins, man. Malik Collins had a TFL where he was just too fast. He was just too fast. And he's getting off blocks real well. I talked about him in my video. He's got potential, man, to get back to his Dallas days. He had a good revenge game versus the Cowboys, so you love to see it. He was very disruptive in the interior, and that's what this scheme needs so badly. With Lovie's scheme, you need them DTs to get after the quarterback. That's Collins' game. That is Collins' game. Arguably the biggest player of the night, Charles Omenihu, man. He missed the first game because of I believe, his hip injury. So this is preseason debut, and he showed no rust at all. No rust at all. Oh my goodness. 2 sacks. One of them, he beat a tight end around the edge on the left side of the line. Then the second one, he ran a nice stunt. He got a free lane to the quarterback. And then I'm pretty sure he recovered a fumble as well. Didn't he recover the Jake Martin early sack? So Omenihu looked great. I think he's going to be starting at DN, man. I think he is. I think it's going to be him and Merck. I think we saw, the starting D-line, honestly. In the 4-3, you got 4 guys on the D-line, right? Merciless on one side, Omenihu on the other. On the inside, they played Vincent Taylor, 96, and then Malik Collins, number 97. You got a good mix of run defense and pass rush there. Obviously, I wish Merck wasn't starting, but I've talked about how much he means to the team, locker room leader, his contract. They're not benching him. Not right away, at least. Maybe later in the season when he accepts it, but not right away. So I think that's the starting line. And they look pretty damn good. Except for Merck. Merck been MIA all game. Forgot about his ass. But it's okay. D-line looked good, man. Who else on the D-line flashed? Blacklock had some few moments. He had a big hit on the quarterback that ended up being flagged. He was playing fast still, getting off the ball good. Jaleel Johnson looked good, run defense late in the game. But big boy Roy Lopez, let's talk about him. Ooh, I loved on his sack, and it was the same type of sack as his first sack in the first game. It's what I like to call competitive toughness. Competitive toughness. He split a double, not a double team here, but there were two guys who were looking like they were about to block Roy. And on this one, this sack today, he was playing too fast, playing too strong, and just said, "Get out my way. Move, bitch. Get out the way." All right? And it wasn't like a super clean pass rush move or an amazing bull rush, but it's just him fighting, being tough, being that competitor, and getting to the quarterback. So I loved it for sure. 90 played well. Blacklock was good. Praying Jacob might get 90% of the snaps, man. If he just takes Merck's snaps, man, you're getting such a better player. You're getting such a better player. Can we talk about Martin's run defense too? He was setting the edge. He was setting the edge solid. That's always been the one knock you could possibly have on him, but he's doing his job. He's up a few pounds this year. He did it all. He did it all, truly. Patrick Bruno says, "Is there a chance Shaq Lawson gets cut?" There is. There's probably a pretty big chance, especially with the next guy we'll talk on, the D-line flashing. Man, we're just talking about the D-line so far. All these guys are flashing and making plays. But Lawson might get cut because DeMarcus Walker is really making a name for himself. And like Charles Omenihu, you can play Walker at defensive end. You can play him on the inside at defensive tackle. And so that versatility, you know that Lovey wants to rotate all these defensive linemen in. So if you have multiple guys that can play either position, that's huge. So he might take Lawson's job. Now, financially, it doesn't make the most sense to cut Lawson this year. He has, essentially, it would be a negative $5 million against our books if we cut him this year. If we cut him next year, we save $5 million. So they're going to have to weigh that kind of cost benefit, right? But we'll see. Either way, if he gets cut or not, I don't think Lawson's going to get a lot of snaps on the team. Sucks because I thought he was going to be a good player. Where'd you get that number? I'll show y'all. Shaq Lawson contract. It sucks because with the BMAC trade, I thought Lawson was going to be a solid player. I did. I cannot lie. But he looks a step slow. Okay, so this is Shaq Lawson's contract. Cap hit is $3 million. The dead cap would be $8 million, so you cancel those out. It would be roughly negative $5 million this year. But next year he's making $10 million, and you would take a cap hit of $5 million, so you cancel those out. It would be plus $5 million. So that's where I got those numbers from. If I'm just completely having a brain fart and did that completely wrong, please do call me out on that. But that's where I got that from. Spotrack. You could potentially trade Lawson. I mean, I think you would have to like flash a little bit more in preseason to get decent value out of him. Maybe you get a late 6th, 7th rounder. But what's up, G Rob? DeMarcus Walker's taking Shaq Lawson's job. That's just what I talked about, Rob. That's just what I talked about. You missed about 30 damn seconds. But yeah, Walker, he brings you some juice. He brings you some power and a good mix of speed as well. I mean, on his sack, he just got so low to the ground to get underneath the tackle and push him back. Ooh, I like him. I like him as a rotational guy for sure. So yeah. Who else on the D-line? We talked about, I think, everyone in terms of the good. We talked about Lawson was the bad. I don't see Derek Rivers making this team. He had a few bad plays as well. What's good, Chris? How you doing? Jose says we'll be better than most are assuming. I think we'll be better than most are assuming. I'm not trying to say we're going to make the playoffs or nothing, but we ain't going 0-17. That's for sure. 0-16. Which one is it? I still don't remember. But Charles, we talked about Charles in the game. Probably the player of the game. 2 sacks, fumble recovery. He looked fast. Took advantage of miscommunication. That's what I should say. On his second stunt. His second tackle. Sorry, his second sack. I can't speak today. I'll go pull it up for y'all. I'll show y'all what I mean of him taking advantage of just miscommunication and bad offensive line play. Ooh, where is it? Okay, I'll show you both of the sacks. Here's the first one. Nice little move versus the tight end. Boom. Okay, the quality's going to be kind of ass, but don't disrespect Charles with this tight end, all right? Don't disrespect him with the tight end. He going to get him around him easy. Nice little chop move on the inside hand of the tight end. Ooh, there you go. And then the second one. There you are. Shout out to Rivers for posting it. Basically, the twist that they run here is that 97? I can't even tell, the quality's so bad. But he's going to run and kind of engage this left tackle. And then Charles is going to run and go inside. And so they're going to miss it. The guard is supposed to take out, is supposed to block Charles. But he just completely misses it. And so we got a free run to the quarterback. So that was nice to see. Good scheming up by Lovie Smith to get him free. 6 wins. Yeah, 6 probably seems like a good number. Show me them sacks. I got you, Isaiah. Thoughts on Garrett Wallow? The one thought I have on Garrett Wallow, I didn't really watch for him too much, but on, I think it was the last interception. Yeah, I think it was the game-sealing interception. We were in Tampa 2, and Wallow was playing the mic. And so in Tampa 2 with the mic, he's going like almost like pretty deep up the middle. And we were getting burned in that area all game long. But Wallow held it down. He was pretty solid. He got good depth on a deep route up the seam. I don't think he's going to get too much playing time this year because linebackers are pretty set with Cunningham, Kirksey, KPL, probably Grugier Hill still above Wallow. So we'll see. Thank you, Jerome, for the $7. As always, my guy. Appreciate the support. He says Vincent Taylor potentially starting is a surprise for sure. I wasn't seeing it coming. The surprise Brandon Dunn cut to save us some money. Clearly, they felt confident in Taylor's ability, and he's looked solid so far. He's done the dirty work. He's not going to get sacks. He's not going to get a lot of tackle for losses, but he's going to make other guys' job easier. He's a big dude, plays pretty fast for his size. And I like him. I think you hope that Blacklock can transition to that starting role, or Jaleel Johnson, or Roy Lopez. So you don't need Taylor to be this superstar. You just need him to do his job, do the dirty work, rotate all these guys in so they're all fresh, playing fast and hard, man. That's what you like to see. Jason says King should be the kick and punt returner. Let's talk about, okay, we'll talk about the secondary and the linebackers in a second, but let's talk about special teams real quick. For all the special teams lovers. We gonna be the best special team in the league? We think that? I mean, first of all, Cam Johnson's got a boot. Averaging mid-high 50s for his punts, which is crazy. Had that beauty bounce back on the one. Oof. And then you got Desmond King. Desmond King has not had a negative punt return. Not had the fair catch yet. He's had 2 massive ones, man. 2 massive ones. And he's not the fastest dude in the world, but he's got that wiggle. Put him in a running back, man. Maybe because from there. Nah. No one told King was a good put. Hey, I said in my video. I put it in my video. He's been nice at punt returns. He's been nice. Exactly, Ryan. We don't need any of those guys to be the superstar where they all do their job and hold their lanes. We're talking about the run-stuffing defensive tackle role. Yes, sir. Or men who wake up and said, this state ain't big enough for the both of us. Yes, sir. He said, we gonna fuck up the Dallas Cowboys backup quarterbacks today. Martin set the tone. Yes, he did, Juice. Rip. He did set the tone, man. He came out with the fire. Leading the team. You love to see it. All right. We talked about the D-line mainly. Linebackers, didn't love what I was seeing with the linebackers. They were getting picked on in coverage. I thought Zach Cunningham did not look too hot, not gonna lie. He had a misread in the run game that led to Tony Pollard's big gain up the middle. And then on the screen pass, on the first touchdown that we gave up, he was on the weak side. So it's not really his fault, but I just didn't like the effort out of him. He saw it a bit late. And then when he did see it late, he didn't hustle over to try and help it. It is what it is. It's preseason. Zach should end up still like leading the NFL in tackles. That's probably what he's going to do. But you wish that he'd have a bit of a better start, especially based off of the bit of a down season he had last year. But it is what it is. Linebackers, meh. Talk about the secondary. I thought Bradley Roby was solid. He had a PBU, physical coverage versus CD Lamb. Desmond King did his thing. You didn't hear his name. He didn't get picked on because he's locked down in the slot. They don't even want to look his way. Starting safeties, what happened? Jay Reed had a good sniff out on kind of a misdirection play. We ran down into the flat. Eric Murray hasn't been getting picked on really at strong safety. They've been playing him in the box a lot more. They've been rotating their safeties a good amount, playing two high, but also a lot of single high, especially with the starters. Reed as that single high, and then Murray in the box, and I like that for their respective skill sets. Ryan says, I need to see Blacklock and Omenu play next to each other. That'd be interesting. Jay says, I love living in a world where the Cowboys continue to be the Texans' stepkids. Yes, sir, Jay. It's preseason, but we'll take it. We will take it. Ain't nobody expect us to be 2-0. They expected us to be 0-2. Come on. Come on. If it was the other way around, they would be clowning our asses. They would be clowning our asses. So I don't want to hear nothing about it. It's just preseason. Yeah, the Cowboys were playing their ones a lot, Isaiah. They were playing their ones for a lot of the game. Because we got to remember, this is their third preseason game. So they should have looked a step ahead of us today. They should have. But they didn't. But they didn't. But they didn't. Oof. That boy Roy Lopez taking over the D-line. He's got that motor, man. He's got a high motor. He don't like to get blocked. He do not like to get blocked. That's for sure. Who else? Okay, we talked about linebackers. Talked about the starting secondary. Lonnie Johnson, man. Lonnie Johnson showed out again. Those interceptions. I wanted to see if they were going to translate to the game, and they did. And you could say that, yes, it was a great play by the cornerback, tipped the ball. You could say that he was kind of in the right place at the right time, and I would agree with that. But he's in the right place at the right time for a reason. It's not just because he got lucky. He was a single high on that play, and he read the quarterback's eyes really quickly, and he broke on the route before the quarterback threw the ball. That's one thing I noticed in the first game with him is he's been aggressive. And normally as a single high, sometimes you don't want to be aggressive. But Lonnie had that quick trigger, and he knew where the quarterback wanted to go with the ball. So him making that quick decision put him in position to be in the right place at the right time. So I really like that of Lonnie. My only gripe, not even gripe with him, it's just that he's been running with the twos. He's been running with the twos all preseason. And I think that's because the coaching staff sees him as their free safety, their main coverage safety. Like I've been saying with the ones, they've been running a lot of single high, and Reed has been that guy. We know that's what Reed excels with. He's not a box guy. We saw that last year. Keep him up single high. And so when you have Reed as a single high and Lonnie as a single high, you just can't play them both at the same time. So I think he's going to be more of a backup for us. Rotate in. If Reed gets injured, you see Lonnie. And then it'll be interesting to see, like, who do you want to pay? I mean, you don't have to pay Lonnie yet, but you're going to have to pay Reed soon. And if they're both playing the same role, same position in that defense, there's not really any point in keeping both of them. Mike says, Lovie Smith is making the defense ferocious. Texans thoughts, are you going to admit that you were wrong about him being hired? Hey, Mike, rewind the video. I said it in the very beginning. I said I will eat my crow. I will take my L. I like it. It's preseason. It's early, but... Oh, wait. Gotta let that play. But I was wrong. I didn't like the hire at first, and so far, so far it's been looking good. Nothing to complain about, really. He's doing well with what he was given. He's still not given a great defense, but he's doing well so far. Jacob Sahugan Jr., thank you for the $2. He said defense looking nasty with the little rock boys. Guitar emoji, yes sir. Jacob Martin doing his damn thing, man. Doing his damn thing. Can we start the GOAT, please? Can we just start the GOAT? I mean, he makes so many more plays than Merciless. Merciless was yet again MIA. Merciless made as many plays in this game as he did in the first preseason game that he didn't damn play in. Get him off the field, man. Just get him off the field. There's no point. There's no point. Mushroom713, he says, can't wait to see the Cowboys getting smoked on Hard Knocks. For the good $5, thank you, my man, for the support. Appreciate everyone who's donated tonight. Appreciate everyone who's come through the stream. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. What a great dub by the Texans. I'm definitely going to have to watch that Hard Knocks episode, my guy. Should be an interesting one for sure. They love their dude, Ben DiNucci, but he threw, what, 2 picks? I mean, come on now. They better keep the energy, man. I was hoping Lindsey would do better, not gonna lie. I feel you, Michael. The run blocking, we'll get to it in a second, but the run blocking was ass. It was ass. We'll get to that in a second. Who else in the secondary showed out? What's his name? Shaheem Carter. Shaheem Carter had a nice pick. He's been playing nickel cornerback for us. So I think he could be the guy to back up Desmond King. I think he could be that guy. And it's good to have cornerback depth. I think we're struggling a little bit on the outside of cornerback depth, but I like Carter in the nickel. Had a nice pick in zone coverage, and then he had a PBU to help Terrence Brooks get that last interception. Thank you, Jeremy Ramirez, for the $10. I didn't even know you could send a little gift like that, but I appreciate the support. Thank you for tuning in, my guy. Secondary, who else? I think that was pretty much it. The secondary was kind of a bit of a disappointment. Okay, we'll talk about some of the bad on the defense just real quickly, and then we'll get over to the offense. Tremont Smith, number 24, cornerback, got picked on a little bit early. I think he evened out his play throughout the game, but I just thought you should have kept Keon Crossan, man. I thought he was a fine 4th, 5th cornerback, special teams guy, and he would have been better than Tremont Smith. That's all I'll say on that. Anything else bad in the secondary? Vernon Hargreaves, being Vernon Hargreaves. I mean, I hope he plays a lot in the preseason. I hope he plays a lot in the preseason. I hope he plays a lot in the preseason because the more Vernon plays, the more catches he's going to give up. The more catches he gives up, gives the coaching staff, gives Nick Caserio more film, more proof that he does not deserve to be on this team. I wish it was different. I don't want to hate on Hargreaves. I don't want to wish ill on him. I want him to be great. I want him to be Deion Sanders, right? I would love for that to happen. But he ain't. And they need to cut him. They do. Jeremy Riz with the 10. Connor Stevens with the 279. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate y'all's support. Everything y'all do with in terms of like financially supporting, like with the donations, like y'all have seen it. It just goes back into the channel. I mean, upgraded equipment, new PC, all that. So appreciate it very much. Helping me, make ends meet, make this dream come true. Anything else bad on the defense? Yeah, I said the linebackers, I didn't think they were great. The D-line, who didn't play good, was Lawson, was Merck. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's go over to the offensive side of the ball now. Oh, okay, general stuff on the defense, not like person-specific. But yes, Ryan is absolutely correct. We could not cover screens to save our damn life. And it's frustrating because that is purely, a discipline thing. Ooh, Jerome with another $7. Thank you, my guy. He said, Nico Collins is the man amongst boys. As a rook, that is impressive. He's been impressing so much in training camp, and I'm so pissed we didn't get to see him in this game. Man, I'm so pissed. But they held him out. He was apparently not dressed for the game, but he was active and he was there. But they held him out for whatever the reason. It might have been a COVID thing, because I know 2 people on the Cowboys side. I think it was their DC, and it was Carlos Watkins, actually, I think, that had to leave the game for COVID precautions. So maybe it was something to do with that. I don't know. What was I talking about before? Yes, couldn't cover screens. That's got to be something that Lovie Smith coaches up in this next few weeks because it was bad. And there's a whole reason for why they're bad against screens. Easy reason. Here's the reason. I talked a lot about Lovie Smith and his principles for the D-line of playing fast, getting upfield, playing aggressive, right? But when you do that and you're rushing upfield so much, the offense can counterpunch with the screen because the D-line is going to be all in the backfield and they're not going to be able to run out and go get the ball. And so you got to find that balance between being super aggressive and playing disciplined and knowing when a potential screen could come, like 3rd and long, which is one of the ones they threw to wide receiver. I think the one they had the touchdown on was 2nd and 6 or something like that. So that one's hard to game plan for, but you just need to find that balance. And I think the rest of the defense did a pretty bad job reacting to the screen. So that's something that you can coach up. But just knowing that it's gonna come. It's gonna come. That's how they're gonna try and slow down the rush with the screen game. Matt Perez says, Jordan, keep up the good work on this channel and we'll keep watching. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you, my guy. Slim says vanilla coverage. Yes, definitely by the end of the game, in terms of if we're talking about stuff that we didn't like too much on the defense, by the end of the game, man, there was one drive where we called Tampa 2 6 times in a row. 6 times in a row. Late in the 4th quarter, second half of the 4th quarter, so it's like it don't really matter. I mean, Lovey's just calling vanilla coverages because he doesn't want to throw all his looks out there. But yeah, We know that's what Lovey's comfortable with, and he's going to try and coach up his guys, give them these in-game reps to perfect that scheme. It is what it is. It's preseason. It don't matter. End of the preseason game. Come on, man. It don't matter. I ain't worried about it. But I hear you. I totally acknowledge it. I hear you. Willie Boy P says, "Ooh, Jay with the intel." He says Nico was held out due to a minor muscle pull. That's not what you like to hear. God damn it. So probably got a little pull in warm-ups. Not ideal, but he should be fine since it's minor. Thank you guys. I'm not able to read the post-game pressers right now, but good intel there. Too aggressive, yes sir. Smash that like button. Thank you, Jose. We also had an interception in Tampa 2. Yup, there was some good, there was some bad. Crennel could never get this defense playing this aggressive. Could never. That was one thing I really liked about in the first game, and I talked about it in my film breakdown that I posted versus the Packers. The DBs are aggressive in the angles that they take to the ball. They are trying to get their hands on the balls, and that leads to PBUs, and that leads to interceptions. And we haven't seen big mistakes deep versus us. You know, when you think about a secondary being aggressive, you think about Lonnie Johnson on his interception that I explained, him being aggressive coming downhill. You would think that the offenses would be able to take advantage and hit you deep, but we haven't seen it yet. So that's been great so far. Shaq, Slim, yeah, not great. I'm not so sure he's going to make the team. And even if he does, he ain't going to get big snaps. Jerome with more. Thank you, my guy. 279. Run blocking worries me. We're going to get to the offense right now. But yeah, Shaq, I don't think he's going to get many snaps this year, which sucks. Okay, offense. Let's start with the bad, just because Jerome donated, so thank you, my guy. Yeah, the run blocking was not good. It looked good the first drive. The first drive, we got the turnover, we were in their red zone, and they were getting some push. Heck and Sharping were working pretty well. Britt was doing a solid, and the tight ends were doing really solid. That first drive was great. Mark Ingram had some positive gains, got into the end zone. After that, I don't know if it was right after that drive or the drive after, but once Justin Britt went out, the cohesion behind the offensive line with their double teams or combo blocks, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. You put Toner in there. No, they put McCray in first at center. And he's worked at guard, he's worked at center, and he just was a big time negative in there. It wasn't great. And so it made Philip Lindsay look bad. It did, because there was nowhere to go. And he's not the type of running back who is going to lower his pads and just run through the line and drive forward like a Mark Ingram is. He needs a little bit of space to work with, and most running backs do. It's not a slight on Lindsay per se, but they did him dirty. Run blocking wasn't great. The pass protection, it was okay for most of the night. The one thing that they really struggled with were typical things that you'd expect to see a line struggle with in preseason. It was with blitz pickup, it was with stunts, and it was with twists. So games that the defensive line will play to switch their rush lanes, it looked bad. I know Titus and Britt missed one on the first drive, a blitz pickup, or not a blitz pickup, a twist. And then there were so many blitz pickups that the center missed. Toner and McCray both missed a bunch. It was not pretty. But offensive line depth is such a hard thing to have. So I think you just solidify those starting five and get them as much time together as possible, and you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Who else on offense looked good? There's not a whole lot. Honestly, Tyrod didn't have that same chemistry that he did with Chris Conley. Last game, it looked like the timing of some of those routes were just off a little bit. He was just not making his break quick enough, and the ball was out. He had 2 drops, but the ball was out so quickly, like he couldn't even get his hands up in time to make a good catch, to get his eyes on the ball. And so the timing was a little bit off there. I think it is going to be better once they get more reps together. Roy Lopez did great. Yes, sir. Moore did all right. Yeah, Moore flashed a little bit. Let's talk about the Davis Mills experience. This was a bad win. I wouldn't say it was a bad win, but it was on the uglier side of a win. It was definitely on the uglier side of the win. Defense did its thing with the turnovers, so it's hard to complain about that. But the offense was definitely not that great. Davis Mills early on didn't look good because they weren't doing what I said to do, literally in my film breakdown earlier. I talked about how 5 wide is the way to move with with Mills because the pass protection wasn't helping him out. And so how do you negate, a tough pass rush? Where'd that $2 come from? I saw it pop up on the screen. There it is. Robert McCarron? I'm sorry. I probably butchered that. But we couldn't convert on third, not even once, for $2. Thank you, my guy. It was ugly. And yeah, so what I was saying about Mills is that when you have a tough pass rush, you want to get the ball quick, right? So go 5 wide, spread the field, give him easier, quick reads. And he had a few plays here and there. I think it was 2 times they went 5 and wide, and he completed them both. It was nice. The other thing you can do with that is play action. And after, I think it was in the second half, that third quarter, they ran so much more play action. It was almost every drop back was play action. And he would hit Chris Moore over the middle of the field and Jordan Vesey over the middle of the field. That's his money spot, man. That is his money spot. So you give him that clean pocket because the rush has to worry about the run fake. He can be composed in the pocket, get his footwork down, and be an accurate thrower. When he has to speed up because of pressure, his feet go all haywire, man. They go haywire, and you'll see him miss easy throws. So you got to give him that clean pocket. Best way to do that is play action, man. Exactly, Ethan. Exactly. Mills' best throws were off play action. I'll take those ugly wins in the regular season. Remember they said we won a game. Hey, a win is a win. They're not going to remember how we won this game in damn 2 weeks. All right? No one's going to care. A win is a win. Patrick Bruno says Titus Howard is our left guard now, according to Mark Ingram. Oh, yeah. It looks like he going to be the left guard. And I'm pissed because you had an above-average tackle who was on the road to being, a great one, who has Pro Bowl potential with his great athleticism, great measurements, and you move him over to left guard. And he can be cool at left guard too, but you move him over to left guard for Charlie Heck? For Charlie Heck? Now, Heck wasn't a liability today, but I wouldn't call him a positive. I think he had a few good run blocking moments, but the pass protection wasn't great. He allowed pressure from the right side a few times. He forced Mills to throw it away one time when he was scrambling out to his right. He got bull rushed the hell. He literally got picked up out of the ground on one play on a bull rush. It was ugly, but they chose him over Titus. It is what it is for the right tackle position. We gotta move on. Gotta just hope that Heck can improve, and he can. There's some things he can still work on with his punch timing, with his kick step timing. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. Ryan says, if Heck doesn't improve enough during the season, I think we are going to draft a right tackle in an early round. Offensive line needs to be a priority in terms of drafting next year. Definitely in terms of defense, you want to go defensive end, cornerback. Those are probably priority number 1 and 2. But priority number 3 is offensive line. And you take this year to figure it out. Tunsil's obviously your left tackle. If Titus is staying at guard, great. If Heck can hold his own at tackle, great. Then you go get a center or you go get a right guard. If Heck can't hold his own at right tackle, get a center and then get a right tackle. Center definitely needs to be a position, but yeah, man. Because I don't think Britt's going to be here long term. And the center play behind him is ugly. Ugly. DeCannon dies. He's out for the rest of the season. He's on PUP. He's kind of still recovering from the knee surgery that he had. He didn't play all of last year. I believe he opted out because of COVID, but he was also had a knee injury, so we'll see. Cannon has to be better than Heck. I would hope so, man. I would hope so. He hasn't been a good tackle in about 2 or 3 years. I like him better at guard because he's losing a step, so in pass pro he's going to be ugly, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Where's Lane Taylor? He's also on the PUP. He's also recovering from a knee surgery. So, there you go. How you feel about Trevon Smith? Cornerback 24. Paul, my guy. Shout out to Paul and the work he's been doing for Texans Unfiltered. Great intern. Appreciate you. It was ugly early. He was doing his best Phillip Gaines impression early. Best Kevin Johnson impression early. Best Sharice Wright impression early. But I thought he calmed down a little bit and stopped getting picked on so much. He helped Lonnie get the pick. I don't think he's going to be anything more than a cornerback 5 at this point, but he has some flashes. He has some ups and some downs. He got better throughout the game for sure. All right. We're talking about the offense. We talked about Davis Mills, what we need to do to make Mills look more successful, play action, RPOs. We have not seen any RPOs. That's something I haven't liked about the play calling. I thought the play calling today was meh, meh, meh. Very conservative, very vanilla. Hated the fourth down call, but I really don't like the lack of RPOs. And maybe they're saving that for the regular season. You never know. But RPOs were an area for Mills in college, that it gave him easier reads, gave him some layups to get in rhythm as a passer. As a quarterback, anyone who's played quarterback knows that once you get in rhythm, it makes it so much easier. You hit those easy layups, you gain confidence, gain rhythm, and you can go for the bigger throws. We did not see the offense as a whole attempt many throws downfield. And they don't exactly have the weapons for that, but you can scheme it up in ways to attack downfield, man. It's still possible. Was Davis Mills good? I didn't see the game. I would give him, like a C plus. That's probably, a fair assessment, I feel like, of Mills' game. No interceptions, but no touchdowns. Didn't really look to push the ball downfield. He had moments of good composure in the pocket, but mainly was bad. He started off really, panicky with his reads and predetermined, but he evened out a little bit more throughout the game once they gave him those play action looks, and he made some good completions over the middle of the field. Okay, Smith definitely does not tackle good. That's for sure, Iceman. But I thought he got picked on less. Like, he had 2 early catches that he gave up in the first quarter, and then you didn't really hear his name for the rest of the game. Yes. Thank you, Ryan, for explaining that. Run pass option. It's kind of like play action, but with play action, the run fake, you're never actually going to give that ball on the handoff to the running back. It's just a fake. Whereas a run pass option, it has literally a run option built into it. And so you can hand the ball off to the running back. And so that's why it kind of makes it a little bit more of a dangerous play call. All right, we talked about Mills, talked about the offensive line struggles, and thus the running back struggles. Who stood out for wide receiver? Brandon Cooks had a few catches with Tyrod. I didn't think that their timing was too great either, but it was okay. Chris Conley had a few bad plays. Time looked off there, had some drops. I don't think did Kiki play? I didn't notice him at all. He seemed MIA, man. Tight ends, not a whole lot going on there. It was just ugly on offense, man. It was just ugly on offense. Yeah, Jordan Vesey was probably the best guy, Toby. Probably the best guy. He seemed to have a pretty decent connection with Mills there. One thing, Kiki did have a couple of catches. Okay, I'm just blind, I guess, Jay. Erickson had a punt return. He didn't really do too much either. Kiki had a catch too. Only makes body catches still. Yeah, he got them small, weak hands. Yes, sir, Bill O'Brien. We got the dub without you, my guy. Have fun in Bama. Have fun. Had at least one catch. Okay, the seam wasn't tackling as much as it should have been by the Cowboys. This game might have looked different if they had seemed like a weakness. Yeah, the defense, it has its holes. They're going to play a lot of cover 2, and they're going to play a lot of cover 3. Cover 3, attack the seams, for sure. Cover 2, it's going to be, the holes are past the cornerbacks and right in front of the safeties, kind of on the sidelines right there. And they attacked it a few times. Ingram did look like he had some juice, Paul. He did. He had some juice at first. When there wasn't like immediate defender in the backfield and he had some space to work with, he looked pretty solid. And I think, limiting his role a little bit to short yardage situations and goal line situations, and he's going to eat on those. It's interesting that they gave him kind of the bulk of the carries at the beginning over Lindsey, but he did well. He did well with what he was given. What else on the offense? I thought Brevin was quiet again. He didn't really do a whole lot. The blocking was solid from guys like Anthony Auclair and Ryan Izzo. But I'd like to see them get Brevin involved a little bit more. They started off the game with a nice little bootleg to him in the flat. He turned it upfield, got nearly a first. But do more of that, man. Do more of that. That's how you can include the RPO game, too. Remember, I think it was 2 years ago, the year that Darren Fells led the NFL in touchdowns. Run those exact same RPO looks for him. Just get him out in the flat. And you got Brevin Jordan out in the flat instead of slow-ass, 38 years old Darren Fells. Get the ball Brevin Jordan's hands, and he gonna get you yak. He gonna make it work. So I think they can scheme that up a little bit better as well. King Jaja, you're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. We just talked about it, but the blocking needs to improve. The O-line, they lost the battle in the trenches today, and that's why the offense was ugly. That's why. It's always about the trenches. The defense, they won the battle in the trenches, and that's why their defense looked good. The offense, not great. Not great. I agree with you. He did okay. He did okay. He was not given a lot to work with. So much of running back success is dependent on offensive line play. So much of it. It's probably like 75% of it. Noel low-key. No low-key? I don't know. I still need to see more Tyrod possessions because at this point, Mill's not looking too far behind. Tyrod looked a lot better versus the Packers than he did versus the Cowboys. That's for sure. That is for sure. It looked like he was trying to kind of force feed Cooks a little bit just because this was Cook's first game back. And so it looked like he was trying to get, both of those two in a rhythm. And at times that kind of fucked with Tyrod's timing of his reads. And also the pass pro was pretty horrendous in his drive. So where was Scotty? Scotty played 27. He had a few good runs. He had one that broke out to the outside nicely. Again, the run blocking was horrible, but he's a guy who he has a little bit of a bulk to him for a smaller guy. He'll fight forward for a few extra yards. He'll fall forward, and I like that. I don't think he had any negative runs today, which is nice. Buddy Howell got a few runs, didn't look that good. Rex Burkhead was he was okay. He had one solid run, one solid pass catch, but I kind of feel like at this point those two guys might not make the team, man. I think they're clearly prioritizing Scotty over them. I mean, Scotty got rushing attempts before David Johnson did. And I'm not saying David Johnson's going to get cut. We know David Johnson is best in the third down receiving role, but seeing Scotty Phillips get carries before him, man, we've come a long way. Should have kept Fuller over Cooks. I would die on the hill. Hey, me too. But he injured for the Dolphins right now. So, I mean, the new cheapy goat, man, giving us, 2 picks and a fumble? Something like that. All right. What else? Any other big takeaways today? I think that's it. I'm probably going to head out now, y'all. Damn, we got 162 right now. Oh, I can't head out because we just got sent $5 from my boy Street Runners Society. Thank you. He says, I'm pretty pleased with the Texans defense. Makes it fun to watch the game. But on the side note, did you see Sha'Carri Richardson get smoked? Man, it's sad to see her get last. It is, especially after all the drama that has surrounded her. And no disrespect. I mean, okay. And no disrespect to her. She can run faster than me on fucking speed and a whole lot of other drugs. But it's just tough to see her come get last, man. It's tough. I want to root for her, man. And you still got to root for her, but it's tough to see. So apparently saying cowgirls is offensive to women. Okay. I think I saw something about Steph Stradley was saying something like that. And I know where she's coming from. So, Jordan, thank you for your service. Small nomenclature request. Do not use cowgirls as a pejorative, as it is insulting to girls. If you want to call them a name, cow turds works. Turds might not like it, but they cannot object because they are turds. Have a great night. Steph's a really good person. Stephanie Stradley, if you guys don't know her, writes for the Chronicle. She's right. I mean, oh God, don't fall, Mike. Let me just respond to her. Okay, my bad. Just gotta... oh, God. Not the mic. Not the mic breaking on me again. Okay, we're back. Just had to clear that up. Okay. Really, Mike? We good. We good. We good now. Okay. What's your viewership record? One of the other streams, a few weeks ago got 11K. Goddamn. I was like, okay, that did well. We're at about 1,000 today in total. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Texans underscore thoughts. If you don't, check out all the Texans Unfiltered stuff. Podcast, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'm writing for Sports Illustrated now, doing the NFL Draft Bible. So a lot of draft content to come y'all's way over this year, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. See all the picks we get, where they land up, and all the players. So I got y'all on that. I'm really excited for draft season. What y'all was saying in the chat. Roy Lopez, shut me up, Jordan. That's a good thing. Hey, there were some doubters in Roy Lopez, and I get it. He's a late round pick, didn't have any crazy stats in college. All right, who is this dude? You put in a timeout, my guy. But yeah, man, Roy Lopez looked good. He is a guy who is going to dominate backups because he is always fighting to the end of the whistle. And not a lot of backups like to do that. They will not block to the whistle. And so he's going to take advantage of that. He's got that dog in him. I like it. And he's got a bomb sack dance. So I hope he can continue to build on this. I think there's so many guys at DT. It's going to be hard for him to get consistent snaps. But next year, that could be the year we see the breakout, man. It could be the year. Isaiah Doherty says, fun fact, Scottie Phillips has a stronger bench than Derrick Henry. I believe it. Scottie Phillips can bench 3 Derrick Henrys. Come on now. Chronic's a Cowboys fan guy? Yeah, probably. He probably salty. He probably big salty. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming through for this stream. Texans got the dub again, 2-0, baby. Preseason. Can we go 3-0 next week? I don't even know who we play, but I think we're going to get the dub with how the teams look so far. They know that they can lean on the defense. They can take advantage of offense's mistakes and give the offense the ball back and give them good field position. That is going to be the identity, the recipe for success for this next year. You got to create multiple turnovers each game to win. I'm seeing Cardinals. I'm seeing Tampa. What is it, Paul? What is it, Jay? But yeah, man, that's the recipe. And they got to go get a turnover chain. That going to be legit. That would be fire. Tony, no, why not? Be happy, man. That's the thing, man. Everyone's saying, oh, it's preseason. Don't hype them up too much. I'm not saying they better go 17-0. I'm not saying they better win the Super Bowl or make the playoffs. But you goddamn bet I'm going to be happy when we get a dub. When everyone thinks we're going to lose every single game and we're a trash can franchise. Okay, you goddamn right I'm going to be happy. And every Texans fan deserves to be happy. Even though it's just preseason. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Jay's gonna be at the game. I'm gonna try and get to a Texans game this year. I'm gonna try. Very hard. And we'll have to do a big meetup. But yes, sir. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the weekend.